Hey, I'm Matthew, physiologist and mountain biker. Now, the question I get asked pretty regular from clients is, should I be taking creatine as a mountain biker? If you don't want to watch the rest of the video, the simple answer is yes, go get some, start taking it, it's going to improve your performance. If you want to find out a bit more about creatine, the benefits of it, when you should be taking it, how you should be taking it, keep watching. Okay then, so what is creatine? Well, let's start with what it's not. It's not an anabolic steroid, like some people seem to think. And at present, it's not a banned substance either. So you can take this to your heart's delight. If you overdose on it or take too much, you're just going to excrete it out. So it's not like it's going to keep building up to toxic levels in your body. Creatine's formed from 3 amino acids: arginine, glycine, methionine. And you get it through 3 sources, essentially. Your body, kidneys and liver, through food with meat, fish, poultry, and then also through supplementation, which is what we're going to talk about today. One thing to note, there are actually plant sources of creatine available now. So if you're a vegan or a veggie, not an issue. You're probably going to be quite low in creatine anyway, and it's something you can easily get a supplement that's going to match your dietary requirements. Right, so let's look at a few of the benefits. As a mountain biker, why should you be taking this? So first off, it brings glycogen into the muscles. Now, as mountain bikers, we need glycogen to fuel our workouts. It's our energy source when we're working out. So the more of that we can have in the muscles, the more it's going to benefit us on the trails. It's going to allow us to train or play or work on our bikes for longer and at a better rate. Winning. So reason number 2, it enhances recovery. There is a study looking at athletes after a marathon, and those who took creatine actually had less muscle damage than those who never. Again, for us as mountain bikers, whether you're just out there, on a weekend trail riding or doing enduro type stuff, you're still really damaging your body. And then at the far end of the scale, if you're one of these ultra elite cyclists who's going out and doing, 100k plus rides, there is a lot of muscle breakdown and a lot of muscle damage. Creatine's going to help with that. The next benefit is around the anaerobic component. So this is, I guess, why all the gym bros take creatine, They want the big guns, they want the big chest. They take it to get the bigger size in the muscles. They want to be bigger and stronger. For us as cyclists, we might want to look good and jacked with our top off on the beach, but we want to be faster and more powerful. If you think about cycling as it is today, whether you're racing or whether you're out with your mates or just going for a Strava KOM, you're not at a steady state all the time, If you're racing, there's a sprint at the start, or you're coming to the finish and you've got a sprint on a downhill, there's little flat bits, you've got to really crank it for a few seconds. Same on the uphill, we're out the saddle and we're going for it. That's where we're using our anaerobic energy system, and that's where creatine comes in. And it's just allowing us to have that extra bit of power for an extra second or two. And that is going to make all the difference. If you think how many times in a bike ride, you're actually getting out the seat and cranking it hard for a few seconds or doing little micro sprints. Every time you do that, if you can add an extra second on or an extra 20, 30, 40 watts of power, that's going to make a big difference at the end of your ride. So that is one of the key benefits as well of creatine. So benefit number 4 is around muscle cramps. Now, as a cyclist, anybody who's ridden for a few hours, especially in summer or something, has experienced cramps at some point, and you've got to get off the bike, and it's torture. When you're in a race, you're trying to ride through it, maybe popping a magnesium pill, crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. What happens with creatine? It draws water into the muscles. So rather than dehydrating you, which is what people used to think, it's actually having the opposite effect, and it's helping to hydrate because there's more water in the muscles. So that's a great benefit for us as cyclists who are out there for extended periods of time, sweating and dehydrating. The more water we can hold in our body, the better for us. I guess the main watch out with creatine is its association with weight gain. And that tends to come, as we were saying earlier, from holding that intracellular water, and you're also holding more glycogen in the muscles. Studies show that most people put on between 1 and 3 kilos. But when you look at where a lot of the studies are done, it tends to be in weight training populations rather than endurance athletes. Me personally, when I take creatine, I don't even put on a kilo. So I'm 80 kilos, pretty lean, I'll put on 1 kilo. If you look at a downhill racer, an enduro racer, or a trail bike rider going out on a weekend, a kilo's nothing. I think for the benefits you're going to get, a kilo outweighs that. It's not going to impact your performance too much, especially when you're not even getting timed as such going up the hills. If you're doing like ultra races or you're a cross-country racer, you're doing 100 k's plus, then you've got to weigh that up. Is a kilo going to impact your performance that much? Now, one way you can test that is take it in the off season and just load with it. Within 5 days, you can see, actually, this is how much I've put on. It's going to be beneficial to me. Or, you know what, I was at outlier, I put on 3 kgs, it's going to affect my performance. So let's summarise. Why should you take creatine? Well, you're going to store more glycogen in the muscles, right? You're going to recover quicker. You're not going to get cramps and dehydrate as quick. And for them little power bursts up the hills or them little sprints, you're going to have more power and be able to go for that extra second or two. It's cheap, it's easy to take, it's flavourless, it's tasteless. You just get a teaspoon a day, pop it in a drink, stir it up, it's done. Simple as that. Should you take creatine as a mountain biker? Well, yes, I think you should. Now, if you want to know about any other supplements, put a couple of notes in the comments and let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Thanks for watching. See you next time.